Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at the Badcube's kickbutt figure, which is their kickback. And here's the box. You guys know how I feel about these boxes. They're plain, black and purple. You got product, or you got a drawing on the back of the figure, but no product images. And really, that's all there is. It's a pretty plain box. And then here we have the figure. Obviously, he doesn't come with the Decepticon logo there. That's something you add on. Now, I like this figure, but at the same time, I have some issues with him because he's very... the best way I could describe it, he's very Badcube with his transformation, where things are folding and things are getting a little too overcomplicated for a figure of this size. And when the rest of the figures aren't nearly the same as him, it's just kind of so yeah. So he does come with the Energon cube, as you can see. Now I got 2. I'm supposed to have 3, but Tommy took 1. But you can take them and they kind of stick together a little bit, I guess. That's what a lot of people are showing off. Apparently that's important, to have sticky Energon cubes. I don't know. I don't get it sometimes. And here's his second face right there with kind of the smirk. And to put the face on, you want to pull the head all the way back, and then you got to pull his face down, which of course it's all this painted details, and there's no release tabs, so you're sitting there putting pressure and such on a painted face, which isn't the best thing to do. I wouldn't imagine that'd be a great idea, but hey, whatever. What do I know? Oh yeah, see right there, I just took a chunk of paint off while trying to do this. Let's see, do I have something smaller? Let's try this. Now I gotta get the face out because I don't want that chipped visor in there. That's awesome, Badcube. Great design on that. Alright, so you take that off and take the one with the smirk, and you can just take it and you slide it up. Just like so, and there you go. And I do like that face better, I have to say. I like my Insecticons to be kind of smirky, because they almost always were in the cartoon. So, alright, let's see. Posability, his head is on a swivel, and then his neck does go up and down. Now, I do have an issue here just because of the fact that it's hinged at the back, so when you fold it up, it kind of breaks up the aesthetics right there. It's not terrible, but I don't know, Optimus Prime here, he's got a neck inside there, and he still retains the same kind of mobility. So I kind of wish they would have done that here. Anyway, so there's that. Wings can articulate back about that far. You can fold them down if you're more into that look, but it's kickback, so they're meant to be back here like this. Looks good. Nice job on the chrome. Paint's pretty good. Ball jointed shoulders. There is a bicep swivel, double hinged elbows. Hand rotates. Fingers open and close. He's got his gun, and that has the same Badcube tab going on there. A little bit wider and deeper. So you just take it and slot it in. Holds it great. Then you close the fingers up, holds it better. Waist is on a ball joint. That feels a little loose for my personal preferences. Hips ratchets up and down. soft ratchets in and out. There's a bicep swivel, or a thigh swivel, I guess. Bends at the knee, which is actually really cool given the way the legs transform. So he's got that. Feels like there's a soft ratchet, but I'm not sure on that. Foot, it's got a little pivot here and side to side tilt. Heel is stationary. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Aside from one aspect. In comparison to his waist, he's got a really thick chest. I don't think the other Insecticons have it that bad. These guys, he looks a little bit more proportionate than he does. He just kind of looks like he just explodes. It's just off-putting because it's like the waist is a smaller figure, the legs seem like a smaller figure, the arms seem like a smaller figure. The head does seem like it's right, but that's because Badcube does have a tendency of making heads a little too big. But yeah, that chest it's there because of the transformation that and all it does, and it does a lot of things, and that's one of my problems. It's just how much it does, how much is compressed in here, and it's just kind of like, couldn't you have found something a little bit better to do? I like the way it cleans up, but at the expense of having such a thick chest is kind of not really the greatest ideas. Alright, so yeah, he's got his gun, posability, we talked about that, his accessories. Alright, so let's get him into bug mode here. First thing you want to do is fold this handle up here. Then these pieces here will fold out. Like so. And then you can take this piece here, and this folds all the way up like this. Alright, so that's what we need to do with his gun. Then what you want to do, and bear with me, the instructions aren't the best on this one. Fold the wing forward. There's a slot in the wing right here, and I don't know how well you guys can see this. Alright, so you got black plastic right underneath the wing. Again, I'm not sure how well I can point this out to you guys. And when you move the wing, you see that it doesn't line up except for when you got it right here. So you want to make sure that that is lined up. Same thing on this side. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pull the backpack out like this. And that will release the arms, because the arms slide in to the wings like that. And then when you move the wings, it locks it into place. So there's only one position that it will unlock, and so you gotta make sure you get it there. Alright, so that comes out like that. You then want to move this waist piece here out like so. Okay, you got that. And then, okay, so while this is out, you want to pull this face plate here up, and it covers his robot face. Then come back here, and I found it's easier to do it this way. Kind of push on this clear plastic from the inside. Because, this chest doesn't just open up. You have to push it out, and then it will open up. So you push it all the way out, open it up. This piece will fold down. Then you can take this chest and close it back in. The way it was. Like that. Alright. Okay. So now, see, this is what I'm talking about. It just kind of explodes and then goes back in together. It's not my favorite transformation by far. So fold these out. And of course this one's loose, so it doesn't stay in place. So you want to pull these legs up, fold them out like so, and then these arms will fold in here like this. You want to kind of try and keep the arms straight, I guess. Alright, and then you can take the forearms and they'll tap in together like so. Alright. And then you untab them because you forgot to put the shoulders in place. Because everything's got to line up perfectly. For the most part. Alright, now we can take the legs out like so. It's this transformation here I don't like because you got such little legs on such tiny little ball joints, and they're really the only real friction you have to help try and move these pieces here to here, and these pieces are pretty tight. So on mine anyway. So it's just kind of like, I kind of wish they would have thought of some other way to move that stuff around. Fold out all the legs, and then you want to take the arms and they fold up. Instructions aren't very clear on this, but you fold them up, and then you want to take this assembly here and it folds back, and there are these two tabs here and here that will plug into two little notches inside here, there and there. There we go, like so. Alright, and then you take this piece here and it slides up, and then you can fold this up and it will plug into the wing, kind of fill in that gap there. These don't hold into place very well, but well enough. Like, they don't actually tab into place. And then we can move the wings back. That'll help kind of hold things where they're supposed to be. Rotate the head around. And then you kind of just position these tiny little bug legs however you want. Alright. Then you take the waist here, and this will fold down like so. Right? Yeah. Yeah. And then you take the gun here. You take this, and there's two little friction clips right in here and here that you kind of have to wedge over the plastic. Now, I wish they would have done something a little bit better here, where you're not just scraping the plastic trying to tab it into place. But once you get it in there, that's great. And then this will come down and tab into place here, and that will kind of lock the waist into place here. Alright, rotate the foot around. The foot is die cast. I think part of the chest is die cast too. But you rotate the foot around, fold this up like so. Then you want to come down here and you pull this little tab here out. Like so. Fold this foot down. Then you fold this back up. And then you collapse the knee right here. And then you pull this little tiny toe out if you want to. It does not really do much of anything, but it is there. Same thing over here. have him in bug mode. And I do think he's the weakest of the bugs in bug mode. He's not as satisfying as the other two. I mean, the front legs are kind of just, I mean, they're worthless. They're just utterly worthless. You try and get them to stand up on them, and oh, there we go. But yeah, there. See, it just they're more for aesthetic purposes. You're just gonna have them like leaning against the bottom more than anything else. So it's kind of unfortunate. I think they could have done better had they not tried to do so much on compressing it into the chest. I think that's the big problem here. That's why they're so small. It's kind of like going with the G1 aesthetics, but at the same time, they're trying to make it they're trying to over-engineer an Insecticon. And seriously, the Insecticons always had bug legs hanging off the sides, giant antenna, wings hanging off the shoulders, antennas coming out of the back. I mean, it's just kind of par for the course for Insecticons. So they really should have just thought of a simpler but better way to do this, I think. So, posability, his head rotates, but you gotta keep your hand on the because this plate doesn't actually tab in. So as you can see, when you rotate the head, it comes undone. So you gotta, when you rotate the head, you have to hold the plate in place and rotate it like this. Antenna rotate, which is nice. These bug legs are on ball joints here, and then hinges here. And then this whole assembly is also on a double hinge, so you can get it all the way out like this if you wanted to. Not sure why you'd want to, but wings still move up and down. I do kind of wish that since they're doing a modern version, that this would have a little bit like maybe a hinge right here to maneuver the wing a little bit more. But whatever. He's got this abdomen ball joint right here, which does whatever. Whatever. He's got the same universal joints for the legs. He no longer has a knee joint here, but he does have one here. They are kind of floppy, and they're spring loaded, so that's spring loaded to get them into position, but not spring loaded to pop them out or anything. So he's got a heel spur here, or heel hinge here, and then the toe does pivot a little bit, but again, I'm not sure what purpose that truly serves. So yeah, I like him. I'm just not a huge fan of this bug mode. I think these legs really could have been done better had they not tried to compress them. And had they not tried to compress them, then they wouldn't have had to have such a thick chest. So it would have been a double win there. So getting them back into robot mode, you want to pull this out like so, and then untab the gun, which is easier said than done. And then you rotate that out, rotate these pieces out, and then this heel, or this handle, will come out. And again, they're not the greatest company when it comes to making good joints to do that. Alright, so there you got that. This doesn't stay tabbed in, so just be mindful your gun's going to be a little bent at some points. Pull the legs down, foot around, down and around. And this is why I was saying it's impressive that they're able to keep the knee bend, because the insect leg actually folds up inside the robot leg. So it's kind of cool how they did that. To rotate this clip here back out like so, and then this will rotate in, and you want to fold the toe in, because that's just going to get in the way. Kind of tuck this in just a little bit. And when you put it in, straighten it out like that. And then you can take this, and this will fold down. There's a little tab right here. They'll plug in that slot right there. Like so. Come on. Oh yeah, that felt great. I think the springs in here are too tight on this side. Tab that in. Alright. And now we gotta go back to these stupid arm things. Such. Okay, rotate these wings up like so. Pull these pieces here out. Pull out the chest. Push out the yellow bit here. And exploded mess. Yeah. Okay, fold that up. So come back down and then you slide that back into place. Rotate the head around. And you can take this mouth plate here and it just folds straight down. Like that. Take these insect legs, fold the little purple bit back into the leg. Take the arms here, untab them, and then they rotate around. But you don't want to rotate them all the way around until we can get those bug legs into place. So you're just trying to get them out of the way. More than anything. And none of this is tight. This is all just, I mean, this is just a floppy mess. Once you get into place, you know, things will lock in and it's great. But this is just, it's hard to work with something this floppy is my big issue here. It's just, things are swiveling when they shouldn't be swiveling. Things are rotating the way they shouldn't rotate, and it's just kind of like, it's irritating. Alright, so you rotate this in, and take the legs, and they rotate up like this. And they just kind of sit into the back, like so. Go. Same thing over here. There's some tabs going on in here, but they don't tab in, they tab in between the tabs. So, yeah. Everything gets caught up. And like so. Rotate this and this in. It looks like these are supposed to tab together, but they don't. I kind of wish they would, just to kind of give it a little bit more stability when you're trying to get it into place. Like I said, once you get it into place, it's really stable and it's great. It's getting there that it's like everything is flopping and it's just kind of all a big jumbled mess. Alright, so you line those up with the shoulders, and then you want to pull the waist back. And this little slot right here, this will tab into. So you kind of want to do this at the same time as the back, but things don't always want you to do it in that order. It just kind of, it's like it wants to do its own thing, but it can't quite do everything at once. There we go. All right, and then we rotate the wings, and that locks the whole assembly into place. Like I said, it locks in really well. Oh, except that just came undone, but we can fix that, hopefully. Come on. Alright, there we go. Alright. Rotate the arms around. there you go. But, I mean, the overall look of his bot mode is great. I can't deny that. I have a little difficulty with the transformation. I don't think it's as much fun as it is just irritating. And it probably mostly is because of the fact that everything is so loose that it's kind of hard to keep things from flopping into each other. For scale comparison, here he is with Sideswipe and Optimus. You can see I would definitely put him as this is an appropriate size for Insecticons. And here he is with the rest of the collector's editions of the Badcube bugs. And when you get them all together like this, you gotta. I have to admit, I'm not trying to be overly hard on him, or the set, but I have to admit, this looks good. This looks really, really good. It's nice to have a full set of MP-sized Insecticons. And being that there's going to be more coming, now there's, we've got okay. Let's run through the list of all the Insecticons, and we're going to be looking at most of these. We've got the Collector's Badcube set. We have the standard Badcube set, which I will get at some point. There is the Fans Toys one, and the MMC one. And then I might get the Fans Project one set again, just so that we can compare everything together. So we're going to be looking at quite a few Insecticons, but this looks so good. My big issue, though, is, of course, his transformation is not fun. I don't think it's fun. And that chest, in the end, just seems really thick. I don't like that. The other two don't quite have it that bad. He's got a little bit of backpack, but you discount the backpack, he's got a pretty slim build. Even with the backpack, he's got a slim build. His chest is the same size as his back plus backpack. That's something that bugs me. But bugs me. Anyway, so yeah, I do like them. I will stick with what I've said before on the other two, that if you're going in for the Badcube ones, get the standard edition. I don't think there's enough here to make the collector's edition worthwhile. I can't see it. It just doesn't sit well with me saying that these guys are worth $80 when Fans Toys is doing the same set for the same price. Now, Fans Toys ones, they're going to be a while to get them all, like anything with Fans Toys. But they're so much better detailed and just all around better designed, I think. Some people argue that this guy cleans up really a lot better than the other one. I don't care if it cleans up great. If it's not as good as the other figure, it's still not as good. That's all I could say about that. I mean, let's take real quick Leader Megatron here. He's got some kibble going on back here and stuff like that. But is he a better toy than Apollyon? Yes. Even if he doesn't clean up better. Anyway. But yeah, I can't sit here and say that this set is really worth $80 a piece. That's what I'm trying to say. $60 a piece, I'm okay with. I'm okay with losing the chrome and replace with silver paint because they did a really good job with the silver paint here. So if it was up there, I don't think I would have cared. I wouldn't care too much. I like chrome as much as the next guy. but it's not worth $20. And the die cast on these things is not worth $20 at all. I know some people love having die cast in their figures, but throwing a few pieces of die cast here and there, resulting in, you know, a little bit of a floppiness. And like, pretty sure that's why his head is so tight. It's because it's something went in there is die cast, and it's not sitting well. And his die cast is pretty much, he's got this little bit in his chest right here, and the toes. That's it. There's no more die cast in this thing. It's so minimal. It's kind of pathetic. His is all right. He's got it in the chest and toes. Yeah, the whole feet. No, yeah, toes, heel spur. So it's like I don't know. I just don't think it's worth the $20, in my opinion. So it's all up to you guys. For a rating, I'm gonna give him a 8 out of 10. He's far from perfect, but the overall result in bot mode, even with the thick chest, is really good. I think this whole set looks really good together. I do recommend these bugs. Don't get me wrong. I do recommend these bugs. Just not... I don't think the collector's is worth it, is what I'm saying. I think if they have the standard edition, go ahead, just get the standard edition. There's nothing wrong with that. I will be getting the standard edition. Maybe I'll be eating my words later and just be like, wow, these guys are a lot better than that. But are they $20 better? I don't know. We'll see.